Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So Bitcoin has started to have a bit of a relief rally. In my last video, I talked about Bitcoin getting hit pretty hard, and it did. And I did say that it would get bad for a couple of hours and at least 1 to 2 days. And well, it seems that we're already back up. However, I am still a little bit concerned with Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market overall. And in this video, I'm going to explain why. For the new viewers out there, welcome, welcome. I'm the Crypto Diet, and my channel is all about honesty. I'm aiming to do every single video I do with honesty. This isn't pump every single coin in every single scenario saying it's over, we're all going to be millionaires, 100,000 Bitcoin by tomorrow. I aim with all of my channels to give you honest technical analysis. But let's just start off with Bitcoin and start it off, and yeah, let's just talk about it. So what do we have? Well, okay, so we had our major hit on the 17th of February, began on the 18th, and then we had a sort of update on the 19th with very low volume, not the best sign you want to see. And I did say that I expected Bitcoin to continue to go down between the 50% mark and the 618 mark of my fib extension tool, which is about anywhere between 38,500 to about 35,500, give or take a few hundred here or there, but those are the ranges that I'm starting to see. And just respecting these areas here, the green area and the slightly darker green area, and just sort of playing around here. And I did say I expect Bitcoin to continue going somewhere in this sort of ping pong-ish area for the next couple months. It just seems like the market really doesn't want to get a good leg up. It seems like investors are happy to keep pumping this scenario, take their 20 to 50% profit, depending on which coin they own and when they bought it at, and then dump the market again. And that's what we're seeing. The only reason why I think that I'm still not 100% sold on this move just yet is simply because of what's happening with Ukraine and Russia. It seems like things are going to heat up there, and we'll see what happens in the political world in the next week or so when things start to play out. The lowest I see Bitcoin going really is $35,402. Like I said, right on this 618 mark. If we break that, we can continue aiming down to about 32,000, 33,000. This is where the really big support is, really big support. So we could have some sort of movement there as well, but a lot of buying you can see. I mean, just look at the volume there. So buyers, big players out there, the whales, they love that price. If things got really bad in the political world and there was major fear in the market, I don't think there would be, but if there were to happen, the lowest I see it going to is the low we put in on the 20th of July there. That seems to be an attractive price a lot of people like, and that coincides with early January's pricing as well. So serious support coming in at around that 30K mark, but I don't think we're going to hit it, to be honest. We'll see what happens. We'll probably aim for a price on my trend line that would take it about 41K-ish, and we'll probably start getting choppiness. But again, I think that this is all going to be choppy for the next few months, somewhere in that ballpark. Let's have a look at Ethereum, because Ethereum is still the king of the alts. Ethereum's done very well to be resilient, and this is why when people say, why would you want to own Ethereum? Because at times like this, when there's a lot of uncertainty, Ethereum, Bitcoin are very good investments, because they can easily get you anywhere between 30 to 50% if you play your cards right in a very short amount of time. When the bull market, everyone's making money, right? When everything's popping off, everyone's making money. Everyone thinks they're smart. But during these times, this is why you start to see Ethereum, and a lot of people like coins like Ethereum, because this is when they start getting in handy. So very similar, major 50% on my fib retracement coming in at around 3,300 American dollars. We are still a ways away from it at 2,700 American dollars. What we're aiming for now is the 382 mark. So we've just pushed above it. We'll probably get some resistance at the 236 mark at around $2,867. And then we have the major one there at the 50% mark for the retracement. Where do I see it going? Very similar to Bitcoin, probably play somewhere around that 2,800-ish mark, give or take a little bit, and probably be on our way down. I just don't think we're going to get the relief rally everyone's calling for. I think we are going to get to a little bit of a relief rally in the next coming days, but it's still too dicey to call. You really have to take it day by day, and any sort of short-term trades should all be having stop losses in there, because no one can predict the market at this point. But using my ranges again, I expect it to be somewhere between the green area and that yellow area. Worst case scenario, dark green area at that 50% zone for the extension at $2,400. Having a look at the total market cap, this is all cryptos. You can see we hit the 786 mark. I did say I expected a serious support to come around that mark, because a lot of activity happened around there, and that's around that $1.65 trillion market cap. So again, you're starting to see the whales, they really like these attractive prices when they start hitting really low. And that's why when people say we're going to expect it to go lower, it basically means all the professional buyers have to agree that they don't like this price and they want cheaper prices, and I just don't see it happening. Then we start looking at total market cap 2, which includes all cryptos except for Bitcoin, and you can see perfect rebound from the one mark at the $917 billion mark. And yeah, this is where I said crypto could absolutely, the worst case I could see it happening, you can watch back on my videos, I said the worst case I can see this happening is that one mark at 917. You can see how well I placed it, and I did these fib extension tools a while away, and you can see just how good it can work. Now looking at total market cap 3, same thing, one mark. Didn't need to test it too much this time, so it wasn't major danger zone like late January. Still starting to relief a little bit now at around that $644 billion market cap, so total market cap 3, which includes all cryptos except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now let's have a look at BTC dominance. I did say I expect BTC dominance to increase, so perfect rebound off the 618 mark, and I expect it to, well, it looks like it's dipping a little bit, but this could just be the short-term traders taking their profits here and there, but still 50% zone of the fib extension tool, 43.2% BTC dominance, probably coming your way very soon. Now let's have a look at some cryptos one by one, and I'll do a market update on these and we'll just go over them quickly. So AVAX, this was probably my favorite altcoin out of the bunch, $78.16, poking its head above the major 50% perfectly there. And that's what you really want to see with your cryptos, major 50%, always strong cryptos. You do not want to see your cryptos bleeding out to the low that they put in mid-July. See, AVAX didn't do that. It didn't put in the low at $9. It's still sitting strong at $78. It did not break down, means people are holding it for a reason. Probably a good crypto to think about for the next bull run. Then I have OMI. So I did my OMI video. I said, okay, look, this one was looking pretty good, but I was hesitant to give it because I'm like, look, it was getting hit pretty hard. Drew my support areas at the orange horizontal lines, and I didn't really want to see it lower than 0.0045 cents. If it did the next low, I could see it coming to as about 0.0036 cents, which at that point I would not be wanting to own any OMI. I don't own any OMI now, but it's definitely high up on my priority list. I want to see how it reacts during this downtime, because this is where you see strength. Everyone thinks strength is on the green side, right? When things are going up. Strength is actually found on the red, on the down days. So seeing how low a price can go and the spread and the volume, and seeing when people want to do it. But I do anticipate it to come off, because I mean, we're hitting 24 on the RSI. So I do expect OMI to come back up and start pushing up a little bit. But just be aware with this one, because this is ultra low cap as well. Phantom, this is another crypto that I was very happy with. Major 50% zone at $1.81. Poking its head, probably get rejected or something around there. We'll see. Probably not a short-term trade. This would be one that I'd be very happy to hold along with in the long run. Then having a look at Atom. Atom is another one that I've been very excited to have. $26.68 at the fib retracement tool. And you're starting to notice a common theme here. These coins are not breaking down. I'll show you another crypto that shows that it's breaking down pretty bad. ADA is an example, actually. ADA will come across to that one, but I'll show you how bad that one's breaking down at the moment. But Atom looking very strong. Serious support coming in around that $23.64 and $20 around it. You don't have to wait for the exact bottom. You can get it somewhere in the middle there just to secure your entry and already be up. And if you can be up at a time like this when you make a trade, or if you're a long-term holder and you can make up already 7%, trust me, that's a very good thing. A lot of cryptos are bleeding at the moment and struggling to find up. Yes, they're up at the green area, but there is a difference between weakness and strength in each individual cryptos. Luna, about to hit my trend line now. I drew my wedge. We'll see how we react to this. Luna is another one that I can see doing sort of like a AVAX or a Phantom. See how AVAX didn't spend too long underneath his 50% zone, going from about late January before poking its head above, and sort of the lows got a bit lower now. If you look here, and then there, I know we're skipping that middle part, but you can see that we're getting a bit lower. Resilience. I can see Luna doing something similar, where we've poked our head above. We'll probably get some sort of rejection and probably toy around somewhere in that wedge a little bit before we start going up and start making some serious ground, because I think Luna's low, don't quote me on it, but I think Luna's low of $48 is probably in. You'll probably get some nice, decent returns with Luna from here on out. It just looks really resilient at a time like this. And you can already see the volume start to increase already. So you can see aimed for the 50%, got rejected, closed, went up, closed very strong on big volume on a big spread. Next one, we're not even testing the low, we're just going straight up from the next day. So Luna is looking mighty fine. Now let's look at ADA. This is the one that I was looking at, which was breaking down heavily. Nothing against ADA, nothing against ADA holders, but this is one of the worst charts you can look in the top 50 cryptos. I mean, it is very sad to see what's happened to ADA. Dropping below $1, went to about 83 cents, I think, at the low. I mean, that's pretty sad to see. Broke the 618 mark and actually fell down below. So really not what you want to see. You can see the lows that were put in the 21st of July, and then you're seeing the lows that put in the 21st of June. You're seeing at 23rd of March, you're seeing these lows come in at where the buyers really liked this price. Big volume you can see on ADA being at this price. So you can see the volume with my bad scribbling. But the fact that there wasn't that support, that relief coming to Cardano should be very, very weak signal. So in my opinion, not financial advice, but ADA is only to be traded. I would not want to be holding this coin at all long term. There's a reason for it to break down that bad, and you should really be being honest to yourself when looking at a chart, because ADA is going to have to go through a lot of resistance barriers to get back up to that $4 range. They're going to have to really push up a lot. It has a very long road ahead of it. CRO, this is a crypto that bleeded out quite heavily, but I really believe the fundamentals of this coin, the management team are quite aggressive with their marketing. They really want to compete with Binance and really be taken seriously as a major exchange. They are a major exchange, but probably not the likes of FTX and Binance and things like that. But basically what you're seeing here, 618 mark again at 39 cents, bounced off it perfectly pretty much the last day and already up. So again, looking pretty strong, not testing the lows it did from the 23rd of January. So you're starting to see some cryptos, the relief rally is in. Having a look at sandbox. So we'll have a look at some Metaverse tokens now, or some Metaverse coins. Sandbox has looked actually surprisingly pretty good. So I've drawn my wedge here, and I expect some activity to happen around here between the 0.38 mark and the 50% mark. So we've found support at the 50%. Very important for it to find support at that 50% mark. You know how much I love that mark. 382 mark coming up play here, and we'll probably poke through, probably test at the 236 mark. Most I see this coin going at is the major 50% at $4.53. I do not see it going more than that because it's pretty clearly faced a lot of rejection at the 50% zone, unless you're actually in a bull market. You can see just burst right past it. So, again, not financial advice, but that's probably an easy 38% snag from Sandbox with a stop loss, as always, goes uncertain times. Rose, Oasis, this is another cryptocurrency that I'm very, very bullish on because of its fundamentals, but you can see heavy sell-offs in mid-January. And this is what you kind of want to see as sort of a trader, or sort of, is that the bleeding might be done. So you can see heavy sell-offs, all massive sell-offs going for about mid-January all the way down, more sell-offs, but you can see the volume really dry up in the sell-offs. That's just all the weak hands cleared up. They pick it up, probably waiting for a nice one there. Easy 50% retracement that is probably going to be aiming for at around 33%, coming in at 32 cents. Harmony One, I'm very bullish on this coin as well, coming in at 21 cents, the major 50%. Similar to Oasis, heavy sell-offs in late January, got hit hard, and you're starting to see it break down heavily. Not as good and not as confirmed as Oasis, as the low being in, but I did draw my horizontal line, and it seems like people really like that price at 13 cents. So I expect Harmony One to look somewhat resilient, even though it's had a lot of sell-offs, but again, I wouldn't be as confident to say that as Oasis, but still looking a little bit more on the upswing, but always stop losses. For trading, long term, go nuts. And then we have Decentraland or Mana, and you can see this one actually didn't look as good as Sandbox, and you can see not as heavy sell-offs in January, actually held up okay. Got up on pretty good volume and actually started to creep above its 50%, wasn't able to hold it, broke down again, finding support at the 236 mark at $2.40, bounced off it perfectly off the trend and off the 236 mark, that's the yellow bar there, and going up, probably start trying at the 50% zone, but I'll probably put my stop loss anywhere between, so I'd probably take profits anywhere between the major 50% and that trend line there at $3.14. Then we have Engine, drawn two trend lines, going a lot of activity happening around here. Engine's broken down pretty badly considering its all-time high that it was putting in November. Broke down heavy sell-offs again in late January, was able to rally back up, but still very far away from its major 50% at $2.80. Back down, support coming at the 618 mark. Didn't have to bounce off it perfectly, but still some support around that mark. But this is another one that's looking quite weak. It is a pretty safe play long-term, but short-term it's looking a bit weak. Probably get some snags and profits at the 50% zone, 382 zone, and 236 zone. I do not see it going past 0.382 zone. I'll be happily proven wrong, but it's looking unlikely. A lot of selling happening around that 382 mark. And then we have Render. This is another one that was booming quite heavily when when it was in Apple's trailer, and it was like, this thing's going to power the whole metaverse. You can see very big sell-offs happening from basically January, and this is what you're seeing, big sell-offs, a lot of selling happening, smart buying happening in late January, taking their profits, and thank you, see you later. Coming in at the one mark, major support at $1.97, take some profits around $2.90 and around $3.76, and you can see just how well it really abides by these rules from the fib extensions, and there'll probably be some activity happening there. Most I see this coin going up to is 50% on the extension tool at $4.31. But that's what's going to do it for this market update. I found that pretty enjoyable. Hope it helped. Just take it easy for now, guys. It's, you still have a long time to plan for these things and positions and things like that. But like I said, right now we are still, even though we're probably gonna have a few days up, be wary, because bad news with this whole Russia-Ukraine thing can happen at any point and just crash the market. It seems like politicians are very careful with what they're saying at the moment, judging from the news. They're trying to be very careful, but if there's any, problems, major political problems, then that can definitely impact crypto. So for now, be wary, but it's looking like a lot of cryptos are having relief and they're finding support back from the low they put in late January, but just find strength. That's what you're really looking for in a chart. You don't want your cryptos breaking down too bad, finding support at, the low that they put in back in mid last year or late last year. You don't want that. You want it to sort of be hanging, keeping head above water. That's really what you're looking for. Anyway, I hope that helped. I'll link my previous update market videos as well, and I will keep linking my AVAX video because that video has less than 100 views, and go on, it's an incredibly good coin. So check that video out. But until then, I will see you on the next video.